Did I need all of those books? No. So, a couple of days ago, I turned 22 and I'm feeling old. I actually went to Berlin a couple of days before and I thought, hey, why not go to this crazy cool bookstore and get some books? To make myself feel better, I said, these are birthday presents to myself. I went to this amazing bookstore called Dussmann with my best friend, and it's the coolest bookstore I've ever seen. It's on like 3 levels, maybe 4, and it has a whole separate bookstore within this bookstore that is only for English books. If I tell you that I could have gone crazy in this store, I'm not gonna lie. I could have spent so much money, but I actually set myself a limit and I'm so proud of it that I actually hold up to that. Unfortunately, we didn't spend much time in there because my best friend and I, we were kind of late and we wanted to go out for cocktails, and I also didn't want to spend 800 hours in there because you couldn't see the end in this bookstore. Anyway, I got a couple of cool books that I wanted to share. Here are the books that I got for my birthday, either from myself or from friends. Actually, there's only one book that I got from friends. Let's start with the first book that I really, really wanted to get. This was the only book that I went into a bookstore and said, I want to get this book. And it is Bunny. And Bunny is basically about like this group of friends who call themselves bunnies, and they are rich, they are popular at the school / university, and they are kind of in a murderous cult. There is another person who actually despises them. She hates them, she doesn't like them. That she then gets invited to one of their meetings, and then she just starts to get a look into their murderous cult and the things that they're doing. And I think this is such a cool concept, and I've only heard good things about this book. And also like this cover. This is usually not something that I would go for because this is bright pink and absolutely not my type of book. When I heard about this for the first time, I was so intrigued and I was so excited to get this. But you know, I'm not really a big fan of ordering books that much, and I couldn't get this at my local bookstores. So I was so happy to see this book and finally get it for myself, and I'm excited to read this. Then next up we have a book that I actually said I don't want to get because I wanted to save it. It's ridiculous and you will hate me for it. It is actually Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And I finally got this. I actually got the cover that is matching to the other ones that I have. But yeah, basically this is about the band Daisy Jones and the Six and how everything starts crashing down with their band. This one is kind of part of the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and the Malibu and the Carrie Soto's Back part of the series. So I know I will just eat this one up, and that's the reason why I never got it, because I wanted to save it. So yeah, I got this finally, and I'm I'm still trying to save it. I don't want to read this. I don't want it to be over. I don't know. I just know that this will be one of those books that I would sell my soul for, to read it for the first time again. Yeah. Next up, I got a book that I would also usually not pick up, which is called The Great Offshore Grounds. I'm not really a fan of the cover, but I still kind of picked it up. But this is about 2 half-sisters, Cheyenne and Livy. Yeah, and they're basically, after their dad dies, they want to go and see what they inherited. Instead of money, their father actually gives them a name to unravel a secret. So they kind of see what their family secrets were. Their search for whatever that means and for the solutions for their family secrets tests their faith in each other and their sisterhood. So I thought this was kind of a cool concept. So yeah, that's why I actually got this book. And then next up, this is a book that you will be surprised of that I even picked this up, because I don't know. The next book is this one, The Lost Apothecary. This is a cover. I looked at it and I was like, nope, not my type of book. But then for some reason I picked it up, and then I was like, okay, this is a slim book. I'm not gonna pick it up because usually like this is the minimum I go for. And I was like, But for some reason I was so drawn to it, so I picked it up, looked what it's about. And this is basically set in the 18th century, yeah, in London. And there is a hidden shop owned by a woman who sells poisons to different kind of women who want to kill their husbands. And then one day, a young girl who's 12 years old actually goes into the shop to pick something up for her mistress, but she makes a mistake, and that actually starts a string of consequences that actually is going through centuries. And you also follow the perspective of a young woman who is visiting London and he kind of starts digging into the history, and she actually stumbles upon those murders, and then her life kind of collides with the 18th century London world. And I started reading this, and so far I really like it. I haven't come far, but this is such a cool thing. So I'm so happy that I actually picked this up, because again, it's usually something that I wouldn't pick up. Really excited for it. But basically these are the books that I got at Dussmann. And then on my birthday itself, when I went from here to my parents' house, I actually missed my train by half a second. Let me tell you, I was so pissed. There are no words. But because I was pissed and because it was my birthday, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go to the bookstore. I'm gonna treat myself. My mom actually said to me, don't go to the bookstore. I later found out why, because she got me the coolest magazine. That is actually a sewing magazine that is a special edition, because there are sewing patterns inside, and all of those sewing patterns are from Burda, and they are from the 50s. And that's so cool. I love my mom. Sorry, just needed to tell you that. Coolest thing ever. Anyway, I went to the bookstore and I picked up a book that I have had in my hands for so many times already. I never picked it up because I'm not kind of like... Anyway, the book is Murder by the Seaside, and this one is a short story collection. That's the reason why I never wanted to pick it up. I'm not really a fan of like short story collections, because I've had books like this before and I never really enjoyed it, because I skipped stories because I thought they were boring, and then I just never felt like I actually finished the book, and it just made me feel awful. But I had to pick this up. I'm a simple girl. If I see a cover like this, I'm gonna get it. And then I actually found out that there are multiple short story collections in this style. I'm really happy, because I'm probably going to grow my collection. But in there are short stories or classic crime stories for summer. Whoops. By Arthur Conan Doyle, Anthony Berkeley, John Dixon Carr. I mean, the first story that you're reading is a Sherlock Holmes story. So I was like so excited and so intrigued to read this, and I actually read the first story while I was waiting for my train. Also, again, something that I wouldn't usually pick up. And then next up, I love this. The mom of one of my best friends, who is also one of our best friends and my family's best friend, my mom and I, we usually like the same kind of book, so whenever we buy a book, we just trade it, and every single person of us is actually reading the book. And it's so cool, because I just love this concept, and I just love that we have the same kind of reading style, and that we can enjoy the same books. So when she got me the book, the first thing was like, I'm gonna get it first after you read it. And I was like, of course you are. And it's like the coolest thing ever. Basically, this book is called Spring Magic. And this one is a little bit different to what we usually read, because we usually read like this very romance thing kind of stuff. And this one is perfect, because it looks like the perfect book for us, but there is a murder in there. It's kind of like the rom-com murder mystery. Not rom-com, but romantic murder mystery. Olivia and Bob come home from their wedding trip. They do have a little hotel, and a man is found dead in their little hotel because he was poisoned. And then basically the entire murder investigations are kind of always drawn back to Bob, because he knew the man and nobody really knows what's happening, and everyone is suspecting each other. In the end, it just shows that the entire village apparently holds together, and I'm so excited to read what this is about, because this is a bad family. And yeah, I'm just so excited to read this, because this sounds so lovely, even though it's kind of a murder mystery, but also very cute and romantic. Anyway, these are the 6 books that I got for my birthday. I'm really excited to read all of them. I'm actually, I can't wait to continue reading the books that I already started. But yeah, can't wait to read them, and can't wait to make more videos about reading. I'm currently just so excited to get back into reading and doing all of this stuff, because the last month has been crazy. Can't wait to see how many books I'm going to read in my 22nd year of life. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you to the moon and back, and I'll see you soon. Bye. My back hurts. Oh, this is what being old feels like.